Okay, so second grade, I need your hands on me. Your hands can be down. You don't need anything right now. Can you give me 2 thumbs up if you're ready to go? See, I see Mary has 2 thumbs. Wakia has 2 thumbs. Curtis, make sure you're sitting up so that we can see you. Excellent. And Morelli, okay, we can put our hands down. Thank you for showing me your thumbs up. Okay, second grade. Yesterday, we started our book, The Planet Hunter, and today we are going to finish our book. Does anybody remember the genre of this book that we started yesterday? Juliet, what was the genre of this book?
The genre of this book was biography because it was about a true person.
Nathaniel, make sure you're sitting up. Juliet, do you remember the name? Nathaniel, you're sitting up. Do you remember the name of the main character? The person we were learning about, Juliet?
No.
Does anybody remember the name of the person who this biography is about? Gabby?
Yes,
Gabby?
Mike Brown.
Mike Brown, excellent job. So yesterday we started this biography. What are the thinking jobs for biography, Wakia?
The thinking jobs of a biography are important person and key accomplishments.
Excellent. So today we're going to be actually finishing The Planet Hunter. We're going to be learning a little bit more about Mike Brown. Before we get going, yesterday we focused on summarizing or sequencing. What does summarize mean, Jacob?
Summarize means
What do you do when you summarize something, Jacob? I'm calling on a friend to help you, and then I'm coming back to you, Jacob. Michael, what does it mean to summarize?
Summarize means to sequence the events in order.
Excellent. When you put the events in order. Jacob, what does summarize mean?
summarize means to sequence the events in order.
Excellent job. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you back to what we were doing yesterday. Yesterday, we started summarizing the story. And so far, we learned that Mike loved the planets. We learned that Mike wondered if there were other planets. Mike's friends discovered the Kuiper Belt, and Mike found Quawar. Now, today we're going to be finishing our book, and we're going to be looking for some more important events that happened in Mike Brown's life. So I'm going to move this over for right now, and we're going to be continuing to read our book, The Planet Hunter. Now, as I read, I want you to think, what are the important events that happened in Mike Brown's life? This is where we left off. We left off on this page. Now, we're going to move on to the next page. And as we read, let's think, what else happened to Mike Brown? Now, I know there's a little bit of a glare, but I'm going to do, there we go, do my best to have you be able to see it. Now, if you can see my book, please give me a thumbs up.
I see Jacob's thumb. I see Wakia's thumb.
Excellent. I see a lot of friends. I see Germany's looking right at it. Let's see what Mike Brown did next. Months went by. Every day, even on weekends, Mike scoured the sky. After another year, he found Sedna, far, far away in a part of the solar system where no one expected to find anything. Is Sedna bigger than Pluto? People asked. Almost, Mike replied. I need a friend to help. What important event just happened in Mike Brown's life?
Amory, coming to you.
Amory, what happened in Mike Brown's life next?
In Mike Brown's life, he scored. He scored in the sky, and then another year he found Sedna. And then other people, and then he went to school, and other people acted Sedna bigger than Pluto, and makes it a little bit.
So excellent. Thank you, Amory. The next important event in Mike's life is that not only had he found Quawar, but now he had discovered something called Sedna, and they didn't know if it was even bigger than Pluto. It was almost as big. Now let's keep reading, and we're going to see. I'm going to have another friend help me out soon. Let's see what happened to Mike next. Later, Mike discovered a weird object resembling a huge squashed football. He nicknamed this one Santa. Is this one bigger than Pluto? Everyone wondered. Mike shook his head. Definitely not. What important event happened in Mike Brown's life now?
Going to you, Johnny Cash.
Johnny, what happened in Mike's life now?
Now happening in Mike's life is that he found a weird object that looks like a slash football, and people asked if it was bigger than Pluto, and then Mike said definitely not.
And what was its name, Johnny?
Its name was Santa.
Excellent. Thank you, Johnny. So now I'm going to jot on my list that Mike found Santa. So I see that Mike has a lot of important accomplishments in his life so far. Look at all of the amazing discoveries he's made in outer space. I can't wait to see what happens next. Time was running out. Mike thought, this is it. I have 1 month left to find a real planet. Instead of taking vacation, Mike spent winter break reviewing all the old photos, searching for objects he had missed. So here's Mike's family and friends. Look at where Mike is. Can someone help me out before I read? What is Mike doing during his vacation instead of having fun with his friends?
Going to go to you, Juliet. I see you're very focused.
I see that Mike is working on trying to find a planet that's bigger than Pluto.
Excellent. Thank you, Juliet. Look at how hard he's working. He has his party hat on, but he's working hard. Let's see. New Year's Eve was Mike's last chance. He studied photos all day long. Nothing. He sighed and emailed his friend. I guess you won, he wrote. Instead of celebrating the new year, Mike went home and went to bed. Still looking for that planet. Let's see what happens next. But right after New Year's Day, Mike was back at it again. Just 5 days after losing the bet, Mike flipped through 3 photos he had taken of the sky a few months earlier. He stopped and stared hard. There was a slow-moving object, very bright, that he hadn't noticed before. Can this be right? Mike pushed his glasses up on his nose and checked to make sure he hadn't made a mistake. How could it be so bright? His excitement grew. Bright means big. Mike grabbed the phone and dialed his wife. I think I found a real planet. How is Mike feeling and how do you know?
Going to go to you, Kimura. I need you to take your hoodie off, Xavier.
Kimura, how's he feeling and how do you know?
He is feeling happy. I know because he had a lot of excitement when he called his wife and said he found the planet.
He thinks, excellent job, Kimura. Good job using evidence. He really thinks that he found the planet. This is really exciting. Let's see what happens. Look at all those telescopes. I think someone's not on mute. There we go. Mike pointed as many telescopes as he could at the light gray rock, which he named Eris. Now I'm not going to be able to hear it, but let's say it all together. Eris. Say it with me. Eris. I see Jayla's mouth is moving. Excellent job, Jessica Rami. Floating at the edge of the Kuiper Belt, the shiny ball was smooth and glowed white, like ice. And there it is. Eris. Mike had to find out. Was Eris so bright because its surface gleamed like snow? Or was it bright because it was big? Was Eris bigger than Pluto? Was Eris the 10th planet? Finally, photos from the Hubble Space Telescope confirmed it. Eris was bigger than Pluto. Second grade, what was another huge accomplishment for Mike?
Going to you, Morelli.
Morelli, what did he just discover?
Mike just discovered there was another planet, and he got in one of his pictures, and he took a lot of telescopes and looked at it, and then he found out that
that the planet Eris was bigger than Pluto, and then
You remember the
then
name of it? Let's look back.
yes,
What was
Eris.
Eris? Good. So I'm going to put that over here. He discovered a planet called Eris. Good job, Riley. That was even bigger than Pluto. So Mike Brown has a lot of very important accomplishments. Excellent job. Let's see what happens after he's discovered the planet. Now, without looking at the words, what do you notice is all over this page? What do you see?
Coming to you, Mia.
Mia, what do you notice?
I noticed that there's many newspapers that are saying there's a new planet Eris that's bigger than Pluto, and then on the other side there's Mike that discovered it.
Excellent. Because second grade, when we think of an important person, we think, what important things did they do for the whole world? And look, the whole world is celebrating that he discovered this planet. Mike's discovery caused an uproar. Astronomers around the globe asked, what is a planet anyway? If tiny Eris and Pluto are planets, why not Sedna and Quaoar? Why not all the round orbiting objects recently discovered in our solar system? But to Mike, that wouldn't make sense. By the time his daughter Lila would be old enough to memorize the planets, there could be hundreds. What do my discoveries really mean? Mike asked himself. Perhaps astronomers were wrong to call Pluto a planet in the first place. After all, Pluto is so much smaller than all the other planets, and it floats near Eris and Quaoar and a bunch of other objects just like it. Even scientists make mistakes, Mike thought. So friends, what is Mike wondering? What is Mike wondering?
Coming to you, Mills.
Emily, what's Mike wondering?
Mike is wondering what Mike is wondering Mike is wondering that would it make that something that wouldn't make sense because time his daughter Layla would be older enough to memorize the planets, but people don't remember the planets.
Emily, you're right that that's what he said about Lila. But second grade, he thought about Pluto and he thought about all the other small planets. What's he wondering about the small planet of Pluto?
Coming to you, Aliana.
Aliana, what's he wondering?
He's wondering that if when he gets a daughter, he thinks that she's gonna discover about all the other planets like he did.
Second grade, believe it or not, that's actually not what he's wondering. What he's wondering doesn't have to do with his daughter. He's wondering if Pluto is really a planet. Why would he be wondering if Pluto is a planet?
He will be wondering that Pluto's a planet
Hendrix, sit up.
because he want to know if he finds another planet if it's bigger than Pluto.
Okay, so he's wondering, is Pluto really a planet because Pluto's very small? So now he's wondering, if Eris is really a planet? Let's see. Astronomers from around the globe gather to decide once and for all what a planet really is. Mike held his breath. With a flash of yellow voting cards, it was settled. A planet is a body that circles the sun. It's large enough to be round and it orbits alone, far from anything else its size. And here's where we get one of the most important parts of our book. None of Mike's discoveries were considered planets. Not even Pluto was a planet anymore. Every single book, poster, and placemat picturing the solar system had to be changed. But Mike smiled. Astronomers had fixed a mistake. Science had progressed. And the planet hunter's search had just begun. Now, Mike Brown was searching even farther into our solar system, out towards the Oort cloud where Senda soars. Once again, Mike wonders, is there more out there? Maybe a real planet, something bigger than Mercury or even Earth, floats all by itself. That would really shake up our solar system. No one expects it to be out there, Mike says, but it will be. They just know it. Second grade, why did they decide that Pluto was no longer a planet anymore? Fatumata, why did they say that Pluto wasn't a planet anymore?
They said that Pluto wasn't a planet anymore because it's too small.
Too small. So second grade, I'm going to bring you back to me now. So we now learned about why Pluto is no longer a planet. We also learned about Mike Brown's key accomplishments as well. Now, what I want you to think about is, should Pluto be considered a planet? Please put it down, Nathaniel. I want to see an everybody thinks. You're there in 3, 2, 1, 0. Nathaniel, join us. Marley, join us. Jacob, join us. Is Pluto really a planet?
I see Fatimata thinking. Salumba is thinking. Ariana is thinking. Kyle's really focused.
Take like 15 more seconds. Okay, let's bring it back. What do you think? I know we can't have a debate all together in our classrooms, but let's have a debate on Zoom. Do you think Pluto should be a planet? Why or why not, Kyle?
I think Pluto should be a planet because it doesn't matter if it's even small, it's still a planet. It used to be a planet a long time ago. And it still doesn't mean if it's small, it doesn't mean if it's not a planet.
So Kyle shared with us that he does think that Pluto should stay a planet. Kyle, can you call on one of your friends to add on or agree or disagree with you?
Anne-Marie.
All right, let's go to Amory. Go ahead, Amory. What do you think?
As a planet, because it's the same, it's the same, and if it's and like it doesn't and it doesn't matter if it's like different, if it's different to others and then it's far away. It still means it's a planet because it's the ninth in the solar system, and it also.
Amory, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back just because we want others to share. I'd like to hear from one more person, someone who thinks it should not be a planet.
Jacob, you need to sit up nice and tall.
Star, go ahead.
I think Pluto should not be. It should not be a planet because even though it's still it's still a planet, but it's not a planet anymore. It used to be a planet, and now it's really small, so that's why it's not a planet anymore.
And bring it back to me. Thank you so much for sharing, Star. Second grade, today in Read Aloud, we finished the book The Planet Hunter. We summarized the important events in Mike Brown's life and thought about why he was such an important person and one important thing he did. Before we move into independent practice, can someone just remind me, what do you think Mike Brown's biggest accomplishment was? What do you think the best thing that he did was? Michael, what do you think his biggest accomplishment was?
I think his biggest accomplishment was that
Michael, can you stop for 1 second, Michael? I want to make sure everybody else's hands are down and everybody is looking at the camera so we know that you're listening to Michael. Kyle, please back up. Go ahead.
I think what was the question again, please?
The question was, what do you think Mike's biggest accomplishment was, Michael?
I think Mike's biggest accomplishment was he found a new planet, Eris.
And guess what? Even though it ended up not being a planet, his biggest accomplishment was that he did work really hard to find that planet, and then he did help all the scientists as well. So friends, remember, when you learn about an important person and their key accomplishments, you're thinking, how do their accomplishments help the rest of the world? We're going to be moving on to our independent practice, and you're going to be answering questions about this book. Hands are down for right now. When you answer the questions, make sure that you're investing in the questions, and your teachers are going to be looking for that. And even though you don't have the book in front of you, make sure that you're bringing evidence from the text. All right, and whenever you're ready, we can go ahead into our rooms.